What experts discovered in Antarctica shocked the world. Have you ever imagined what lies beneath the world's most mysterious continent? For over a century, Antarctica has been humanity's final frontier. Modern science has transformed our understanding of this frozen wasteland into something far more incredible than anyone expected. Ancient forests, hidden lakes larger than countries, and life forms that shouldn't exist. Antarctica is revealing secrets that are rewriting textbooks and shocking scientists worldwide. Join us as we reveal what experts discovered in Antarctica that shocked the world. What if I told you there's an ocean the size of Lake Ontario, buried under 2.5 miles of solid ice? It's called Lake Vostok, and it's been sealed away from the world for over 15 million years. Back in 1996, Russian scientists first detected this massive body of water using ice-penetrating radar, but it took until 2012 to actually breach the surface. In fact, Lake Vostok is 160 miles long and 30 miles wide, making it one of the largest lakes on Earth, and it's completely hidden under Antarctica's ice sheet. The water temperature sits at a steady 27 degrees Fahrenheit, staying liquid due to the immense pressure from the ice above. What makes this even more fascinating is that scientists discovered the water contains 50 times more oxygen than typical lakes. For researchers worldwide, Lake Vostok represents a time capsule of ancient Earth. The microorganisms they've found could be completely unique species that evolved in total isolation. Look at this. The lake has been dark and frozen in time since before humans existed, yet it's teeming with life that's unlike anything we've seen before. Can you imagine discovering an entire ecosystem that's been hidden for 15 million years? How in the world did a glacier start bleeding red liquid in one of the coldest places on Earth? It's called Blood Falls, and when explorer Thomas Griffith Taylor first saw it in 1911, he thought algae was causing the Crimson Cascade. He was completely wrong. And the real explanation is far more incredible. Blood Falls flows from Taylor Glacier into Lake Bonny, creating a 5-story waterfall of what looks like blood against the white ice. But here's where it gets really fascinating. The red color comes from iron-rich salt water that's been trapped under the glacier for over 1.5 million years. This ancient water is 3 times saltier than seawater and contains no oxygen whatsoever. In fact, scientists discovered in 2017 that the water stays liquid at temperatures as low as 10 degrees Fahrenheit because of its extreme salt content. What's more, this prehistoric brine is home to microorganisms that survive by metabolizing sulfur and iron, basically eating the glacier from the inside out. These bacteria have been living without sunlight or oxygen for longer than humans have existed. For the research team studying blood falls, it represents what life might look like on Mars or Jupiter's moon, Europa. Despite the extreme conditions, life finds a way to thrive in the most impossible places. Have you ever imagined mountain peaks taller than the Rockies, completely buried under ice? Back in 2013, scientists using advanced radar technology discovered the Gamburtsev mountain range, a massive mountain system the size of the European Alps, hidden under 2 miles of Antarctic ice. These peaks rise up to 11,000 feet from the bedrock, making them comparable to the tallest mountains in North America. What makes this discovery even more shocking is that these mountains are over 1 billion years old, yet they're remarkably well preserved under their icy tomb. The range stretches for over 750 miles across East Antarctica, and scientists believe it played a crucial role in forming the massive ice sheet that covers the continent. In fact, the Gamburtsev Mountains are so ancient they predate complex life on Earth, yet they're sharp and jagged, as if they were carved yesterday. The ice has protected them from erosion for millions of years, creating a geological time capsule that's helping researchers understand how Antarctica became the frozen continent we know today. Look at this. Radar images show peaks, valleys, and ridges that would rival any mountain range on Earth, all hidden beneath what appears to be flat ice from the surface. It's like discovering an entire hidden world beneath our feet. What if I told you that Antarctica was once covered in lush forests with trees 130 feet tall? It's called the Permian Forest, and in 2016, scientists discovered perfectly preserved tree fossils in the Transantarctic Mountains that completely changed our understanding of Earth's climate history. These 280-million-year-old specimens are so well preserved that scientists can still see individual cell structures under microscopes. The discovery revealed that Antarctica once hosted vast forests of Glossopteris trees during the Permian Paleogene period, when the continent was part of the supercontinent Gondwana. In fact, these forests thrived in Antarctica for over 40 million years before the largest mass extinction in Earth's history wiped them out. The trees grew in atmospheric conditions with carbon dioxide levels nearly 12 times higher than today. What makes this even more incredible is that some tree trunks are over 3 feet in diameter and show clear growth rings, indicating seasonal changes in a climate that was dramatically different from today's Antarctica. Scientists found fossilized leaves, roots, and even pollen preserved in such detail that they can study the ancient ecosystem's food webs and climate patterns. For paleontologists working in temperatures as low as 40 degrees Fahrenheit, these discoveries prove that Antarctica holds the key to understanding how life responds to extreme climate change. Despite the harsh working conditions, teams continue to uncover fossils that rewrite the history of life on Earth. Back in 2014, scientists made a discovery that sounds straight out of a horror movie. They found 30,000-year-old giant viruses perfectly preserved in Antarctic ice. And when they thawed them out, the viruses came back to life. It's called Pithovirus sibericum, and it's the largest virus ever discovered, measuring 1.5 micrometers long, visible under a regular microscope. These ancient viruses were found in ice core samples from depths of 100 feet, where they've been frozen in suspended animation since before the last ice age. What's shocking is that after being thawed in laboratory conditions, 30% of these prehistoric viruses were still infectious and capable of attacking single-celled organisms. In fact, scientists have now discovered over 15 different species of ancient viruses in Antarctic ice, some dating back over 750,000 years. The ice acts like a biological time capsule, preserving genetic material that could hold clues to evolution, ancient climate conditions, and even the development of life itself. What makes researchers even more concerned is that as climate change melts Antarctic ice at unprecedented rates, these ancient pathogens could be released into the environment. For the international teams studying these discoveries, it represents both an incredible scientific opportunity and a potential biological risk that needs careful monitoring. Here's where it gets really fascinating. If you're enjoying these incredible discoveries, make sure to subscribe for more amazing scientific revelations like this. How is it possible that Antarctica contains over 60,000 meteorites, more than the rest of the world combined? It's called the Antarctic Search for Meteorites program, and since 1976, scientists have collected space rocks worth millions of dollars in scientific value from the frozen continent. The ice acts like a cosmic net, catching meteorites and preserving them in pristine condition for thousands of years. What makes Antarctica perfect for meteorite hunting is that the dark space rocks stand out against the white ice, and the dry, cold conditions prevent them from rusting or decomposing. In fact, some meteorites found in Antarctica are over 4.5 billion years old, older than Earth itself, and contain materials from the formation of our solar system. The most shocking discovery came in 2013, when researchers found an 18.5-pound meteorite from Mars that contained possible evidence of ancient microbial life. This Martian rock, designated ALAGT 4001, spent 16 million years traveling through space before landing in Antarctica, where it waited another 13,000 years to be discovered. For the teams working in temperatures that can freeze exposed skin in minutes, these meteorite expeditions represent humanity's chance to study the universe without leaving Earth. Despite the extreme conditions, researchers continue to find meteorites that contain amino acids, water, and organic compounds that help explain how life began. Look at this. Antarctica's ice is so effective at preserving meteorites that scientists can study space rocks that are older than any rocks found on Earth's surface. Have you ever imagined that a hole in the sky above Antarctica would change environmental policy worldwide? Back in 1985, British scientist Joe Farman discovered a massive depletion in the ozone layer above Antarctica that was larger than the entire continent. This ozone hole measured over 11 million square miles at its peak, an area bigger than North America. The discovery shocked the scientific community because atmospheric models hadn't predicted anything close to this scale of ozone destruction. In fact, the hole was so severe that ozone levels dropped by over 60% during Antarctic spring, allowing dangerous ultraviolet radiation to reach Earth's surface at levels that could cause severe burns in minutes. What makes this discovery even more significant is that it led directly to the Montreal Protocol in 1987, the most successful environmental treaty in human history. Within 2 years of the discovery, 197 countries agreed to phase out ozone-depleting chemicals like chlorofluorocarbons, CFCs. The hole reaches its maximum size every October, spanning an area equivalent to 3 times the the size of Australia. For researchers stationed at Antarctic bases during the ozone hole season, working outdoors requires full protective equipment to prevent UV radiation burns. Despite the harsh conditions, continuous monitoring has shown that international cooperation can reverse environmental damage. The ozone hole has been slowly shrinking since 2000. What if I told you that Antarctica sits on top of one of the largest volcanic systems on Earth? It's called the West Antarctic Rift System, and scientists discovered in 2017 that at least 138 volcanoes are hidden beneath the ice sheet. These underwater mountains range from 330 feet to over 12,000 feet tall, making some of them taller than Mount Fuji. The most active of these is Mount Erebus, which has been continuously erupting since 1972 and contains one of only 8 permanent lava lakes on Earth. This 12,148-foot volcano spews gas and steam year-round, creating ice caves and tunnels that researchers use to study extremophile bacteria living in temperatures up to 140 degrees Fahrenheit. In fact, scientists believe there could be over 200 additional volcanoes beneath the West Antarctic ice sheet that haven't been discovered yet. What's more concerning is that increased volcanic activity could destabilize the ice sheet, potentially contributing to sea level rise far beyond current climate projections. For the research teams working near active volcanic areas, the contrast is surreal, studying boiling lava pools while standing on glaciers in sub-zero temperatures. Despite the extreme conditions, these volcanic systems support unique ecosystems that could hold clues to life in other planetary environments. How in the world did scientists miss a colony of 1.5 million Adelie penguins living on remote Antarctic islands? Back in 2018, researchers using satellite imagery discovered the largest penguin supercolony ever recorded on the Danger Islands, a cluster of rocky outcrops that had been largely unexplored due to treacherous sea ice conditions. This massive colony contains more penguins than the rest of the entire Antarctic peninsula combined, with some individual islands hosting over 750,000 breeding pairs. What makes this discovery even more shocking is that these penguin populations have been thriving while colonies elsewhere in Antarctica have been declining by up to 80% due to climate change. In fact, radiocarbon dating of ancient penguin guano reveals that this supercolony has existed for over 2,800 years, making it one of the oldest continuously inhabited penguin communities in Antarctica. The colony produces over 10,000 tons of guano annually, creating a unique ecosystem that supports specialized bacteria and algae. For researchers who spent weeks navigating dangerous pack ice to reach these remote islands, the discovery represents hope that some Antarctic wildlife populations are more resilient than previously thought. Despite rising temperatures affecting other penguin colonies, this hidden megacity continues to expand, with populations growing by 5% annually. Which of these incredible discoveries surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that like button. Have you ever imagined drilling through ice that contains 800,000 years of Earth's climate history? It's called the European Project for Ice Coring in Antarctica, and scientists have extracted ice cores that contain atmospheric data dating back nearly 1 million years. These cylindrical ice samples, some over 10,000 feet long, preserve ancient air bubbles that act like tiny time capsules. Each layer of ice represents 1 year of snowfall, and by analyzing trapped gases, scientists can determine exactly what Earth's atmosphere was like hundreds of thousands of years ago. In fact, ice core analysis revealed that current carbon dioxide levels are 50% higher than any natural variation in the past 800,000 years. What makes these discoveries so shocking is that they show how rapidly Earth's climate can change. Some ice cores reveal temperature shifts of up to 18 degrees Fahrenheit occurring within just a few decades during past climate transitions. The deepest ice cores contain atmospheric samples from before modern humans existed. For drilling teams working in temperatures that can reach 80 degrees Fahrenheit, extracting these ice cores requires precision that rivals space missions. Despite the extreme conditions, each ice core provides data equivalent to thousands of weather stations operating continuously for hundreds of thousands of years. What if I told you there are places in Antarctica where it hasn't snowed in over 2 million years? They're called the McMurdo Dry Valleys, and these 3 valleys cover an area of 1,900 square miles, roughly the size of Delaware. These ice-free zones experience temperatures as low as 50 degrees Fahrenheit and winds up to 200 miles per hour. The valleys are so dry that NASA uses them to test Mars rover equipment because the conditions closely resemble the Martian surface. In fact, the dry valleys receive less than 4 inches of precipitation annually, making them more arid than some desert regions. The combination of extreme cold and aridity creates a landscape that looks more alien than terrestrial. What makes this even more incredible is that despite the harsh conditions, scientists have discovered bacterial communities living inside rocks and even in the hypersaline lakes scattered throughout the valleys. Lake Vida, one of these unusual lakes, has been completely frozen for over 200 years, yet contains liquid brine with salt concentrations 7 times higher than seawater. For research teams working in the dry valleys, the landscape represents one of the closest analogues to extraterrestrial environments available on Earth. Despite temperatures that can freeze dry organic matter in hours, life persists in forms that challenge our understanding of biological limits. Back in 2018, scientists discovered something beneath Antarctica that defied explanation. A massive magnetic anomaly larger than Belgium hidden under the East Antarctic ice sheet. It's called the Wilkes Land Anomaly, and it measures over 200 miles across with a gravitational pull so strong it affects satellite measurements from space. This underground structure creates a magnetic field disturbance that's visible in satellite data as a circular depression in the bedrock over 1.2 miles deep. What makes this discovery so puzzling is that the anomaly doesn't match any known geological formation. It's too large to be a meteorite impact and too circular to be a natural mountain formation. In fact, the magnetic readings suggest the structure could be a massive iron deposit or possibly the remnant of an ancient impact crater from an asteroid larger than the one that killed the dinosaurs. Ground-penetrating radar reveals dense materials buried up to 5 miles beneath the ice, creating gravitational effects that influence the flow of nearby glaciers. For geophysicists studying the anomaly, the discovery represents one of Antarctica's greatest unsolved mysteries. Despite advanced imaging technology, the exact nature and origin of this massive underground structure remains unknown, hidden beneath ice that would take decades to drill through. How is it possible that 430,000-year-old DNA was perfectly preserved in Antarctic ice? It's called ancient environmental DNA, and in 2021, scientists extracted genetic material from ice cores that revealed complete ecosystems from Antarctica's distant past. This prehistoric DNA contains genetic sequences from plants, bacteria, and even ancient viruses that existed when Antarctica had a dramatically different climate. The preserved DNA shows that Antarctica once supported diverse plant communities, including southern beech forests, ferns, and grasslands, during interglacial periods when temperatures were up to 20 degrees Fahrenheit warmer than today. In fact, genetic analysis revealed over 3,000 different species that lived in Antarctica during warmer periods over the past 500,000 years. What makes this discovery revolutionary is that it provides the first direct genetic evidence of how Antarctic ecosystems responded to past climate changes. Scientists found DNA from species that still exist in South America and Australia, proving that Antarctica served as a biological bridge between continents millions of years ago. For molecular biologists working with samples so old that the DNA fragments are microscopic, each successful extraction represents months of painstaking laboratory work. Despite the technical challenges, ancient DNA analysis is revealing how life adapts to extreme climate transitions over geological timescales. Have you ever imagined rivers flowing beneath Antarctica's ice sheet for hundreds of miles? Back in 2022, scientists discovered an extensive network of subglacial waterways that transport water from the interior of Antarctica to the ocean. These hidden rivers flow through channels carved in bedrock up to 3,000 feet below the ice surface. The largest of these systems, discovered beneath the Thwaites Glacier, channels water through a river system over 460 miles long, longer than the Colorado River. This subglacial river flows at speeds up to 1,000 feet per year, carrying sediment and nutrients from the Antarctic interior to coastal ecosystems. What makes this discovery so significant is that these underground rivers are accelerating ice sheet melting by lubricating the base of glaciers and creating pathways for warm ocean water to penetrate inland. In fact, satellite data shows that areas above these river systems are losing ice at rates up to 3 times faster than surrounding regions. For glaciologists using ice-penetrating radar to map these hidden waterways, the discovery reveals that Antarctica's ice sheet is far more dynamic than previously understood. Despite being buried under miles of ice, these river systems influence global sea levels and ocean circulation patterns. What if I told you that Antarctica hosts some of the most extreme life forms on Earth, including bacteria that thrive in conditions that would kill most organisms instantly? It's called the extremophile ecosystem, and scientists have discovered microorganisms living in Antarctic environments with pH levels equivalent to battery acid and temperatures that fluctuate from boiling to freezing within hours. These remarkable organisms have been found living inside rocks at depths up to 16 feet below the surface, in hypersaline lakes with salt concentrations that would preserve meat, and even in volcanic fumaroles where temperatures reach 200 degrees Fahrenheit. In fact, some Antarctic bacteria can survive radiation levels 3,000 times higher than what would be lethal to humans. One of the most shocking discoveries came from Lake Ellsworth, where scientists found bacteria living 10,000 feet beneath the ice in complete darkness, surviving by chemically breaking down rocks and minerals. These organisms have been isolated from surface life for over 500,000 years, yet they've developed unique biochemical processes that allow them to thrive in absolute zero-nutrient environments. For astrobiologists studying these extremophiles, Antarctica represents Earth's closest analog to potential life on Mars, Europa, or Enceladus. Despite working in conditions that require specialized protective equipment, research teams continue discovering life forms that expand our understanding of biological possibilities throughout the universe. From ancient forests to alien-like life forms, Antarctica continues to shatter our expectations about what's possible on our planet. These discoveries aren't just changing textbooks, they're providing crucial insights into climate change, the origins of life, and even the potential for life beyond Earth. Every ice core, every fossil, every extremophile organism tells us that our planet's history is far more dynamic and surprising than we ever imagined. What makes these Antarctic discoveries so important is that they're helping us understand how life adapts to extreme changes and what our planet's future might look like. As climate change accelerates and technology advances, Antarctica will undoubtedly reveal even more secrets that will continue to shock and amaze scientists worldwide. Which of these discoveries fascinated you the most? Drop a comment below and let me know what you'd like to explore next. If you enjoyed this journey through Antarctica's hidden wonders, make sure to subscribe for more incredible scientific discoveries. And don't forget to check out our related videos about other mysterious places that science is still trying to understand. Thanks for watching, and remember, the most shocking discoveries are often hiding in the places we least expect to find them.